talk today, like close the event. My name is Fellyph. There's a normal Fellyph in Brazil. I'm originally from Brazil. I talk about that. Is the easiest name to find like a user profile anywhere. So you can find me anywhere with that name. So GitHub, LinkedIn, any social media. As I mentioned before, this was I have like 18 years of experience. So I'm in that field for a while, and also I'm Google Developer expert on web. But I also do a lot of things with AI and other areas as well. And I'm a GDG organizer from Relive, Portugal. Always when I talk like Relive, people think it's Nigeria, it's like Relive, Portugal, it's Algarve. We also have been Algarve. Yeah. You should go there. It's a such nice area, south of Portugal. It's amazing. Elena already came there twice. She was speaking at 2 events there. And also I'm DevRel at Arcade. And the project that I was based on, it's with Google, is a private sandbox project. Unfortunately, I'll not talk about that today. But it's about all the third-party communications related to cookies and new APIs. Is the project that I work together with Arcade and Google. But for today, we're going to talk about that workshop. It's like smaller, local. Those are like entrepreneurs from Lagos, Portugal, Algarve. And in Algarve, most of them work with tourism. And there, they are like mostly no tech people. And the goal was like, okay, how AI can help you? And then we have like 4 different sessions. And I asked them like what they're struggling and what they think that AI could help them. And the first outcome from that, it was like, no, okay. The first outcome, I will talk about that later, but for now, I would just ask to do exercise. You have your mobile phone here, and just go, it can be ChatGPT or it can be anywhere. Let's go to gemini.google.com or chatgpt.com. And everyone asks, like, if you have the Google app on iOS, you can find Gemini on that switch, and just switch and find out. Everyone got that? Yeah. And okay. So let's do a prompt. How to create a product. Before it was like how to make money. What can be how to create a product or how to create a service. Just do that. And I was having fun with like Gemini AI. I was just like, these are all generated. I was like, tell me, make me an image, like money come out from the screen, or okay, I'll get rich, and we're gonna see a lot of weird pictures in that slide. And okay, you did that. And there is a problem here first. It's too generic. Like probably you won't find any interesting idea. Like maybe you found something if you're lucky, but most of the case will be a generic like response because it's missing a lot of parts here. And for sure that I think everyone got a different answer. Like if you're close to each other, probably you get like different response, different formats, and that's why Gen AI worked. And this whole thing is like trained and then generated in lifetime. Like you get the information out. It's not like search for, it's different than this guy here. That was the first point that I want to talk. That most of the generation, like that generation, when they think about AI, they think about Google search. They do the same flow. I want to find something and then I search where's the best 10 things to do in Mons. And they have the same behavior inside a prompt. And when the prompt is different, because we are not searching a database, we are creating content lifetime. Even that image as well, I was like, oh, create a screen with like a Google search and create like some, we see that the text is not like real, it's all generated here. And that's about AI, Gen AI especially, it's all created in real time. And we can do multiple things. Create text, create like content, image, music, code, and there is one thing that is really good is summarization. That you have one bunch of data and you have to summarize there. And when we talk about summarize, not only a text, it can be data and numbers. That's really good, especially when you have a product and a business. But most of the time, like when ChatGPT became bigger, everyone's like, create content, just generate like a bunch of like text with Gemini AI, or I think I get mad when ChatGPT predicted that Bitcoin will be in that value. Like, no, that's not how it works. Like, but that's Gemini AI works, and like there is one important thing, like it is how to write a prompt, and there is a average word count number to have success with Gemini AI. That is like the average is like 21 words. If you had 21 words, probably we're gonna have a successful result on the output of your product. And how to create a product is like, I was like 5 words. We want to get any close off there. And also the average today is like people go to any prompt and they try like 9 words. Still far away for a nice result. So now we know that, okay, the first step is like the length. We need to be more descriptive and tell more things, but what do we need to tell in that prompt? And there is a prompt flow. There are like different studies, different people say different things. This is the last recommendation from Google, was a course is like, about prompt generation. And number one, you need to describe a task. What do you want to do? Okay, you want to create a product, but and then the second one is the context. Like you want to create a product, but for who, where, and how, and what's your background, what you can provide. There are a lot of things that you can include in the context, and then include reference. Like reference we can add in different ways. Like I have those products that I like, and I can create something similar to that. Or I have created those products before, and I want to include that as well. And then we can evaluate that result. And if you are happy with that, okay, we take it. If not, we just go back and try to do some change until we get like a result that we feel happy with that. But in that flow also, I like to include the tone. That we can find the tone is like, speak with me as like a consultant specialized in social media. It's like, probably like someone just like, I don't know, some guys have something, as a teacher or professor from that field, probably we're gonna get like some tone results and they speak away. And some of my friends, they have like the kids on school, and the kids came with like a task, like a kind of like not a task, but like a homework. And the homework, the text was like, the mom was like reading, was like, you did that? And the kid's like, no, ask Gemini to do that. And I was like, that sounds my professor from the university. It's not a kid like with 18 years old. And just because all the tone was like set to speaking that language. But you can set the tone off. Which audience you want to speak, or which type of result you want to get as well. And today, earlier one, we have the Gen Kit. Who saw the Gen Kit talk? Early one. No one's in? Okay, Gen Kit. Okay. And we have the format that we can specify what type of the result if you want receive. And for example, Gen Kit, you can set even like a JSON, then you can have the data really set in a format that you can just get that information and show in a web application. But it can be a CSV file, can be, anyways, like paragraphs, lists, and a lot of things. Okay, second test now. How to create a product. You can keep your previous prompt. Probably you can edit that. And okay, the task we already know. You want to create a product. You can keep or you can change. It can be a service. Let's put some context on there. Tell who you are, what type of product you like, and you can tell, I want to do that for a living, or something. Something that you imagine that I want to work with kids or dogs or cats or whatever. And then put some reference, like things that you like, other products that you like. And even you can play around, speak with me as a financial advisor or a social media specialist or a Google Developer. You can set that. So I will like 5 minutes for we do that, and then we can compare the results. I like that everyone's working on that. And I did you can share this?
I have to work. Oh, sorry.
Have you finished?
Not
yet. You got it? Okay. You want to share or not? Or you want to like people discover your idea? Okay. Can you? What do you include in that prompt? Layer?
I wrote down that I am a student in engineering and that I want to know how to create an innovative product in a high technology environment.
And the response was better than before?
It's very, very long response.
Yeah, and you think that something that you like to do, for example, like, for example, you're front end or you data analysis, like you can include that. So, like things that you like that probably are like more close, that's something that you invest time on that. And you can even set I'm doing the university now part-time, and I only have 4 hours to invest that idea per day, or you can say I only have 10 hours per week to invest in that idea. Then it's something that you can include as well, kind of like to include it. And the format, even you can ask, can you make a plan for the next 6 months? How can I implement that idea? It's another way of thinking about have a result as well.
We have to give as many details as possible.
Yeah, depends on the task. Depends on the task, on the model. For example, in generate image, always when I put a lot of information, the image got really wrong. I don't know why, but sometimes I'll do a simple and direct prompt for image, it works well. But like when it's like things about planning or thinking about products and create a pitch for example, a hackathon. I have this idea that I want to pitch this idea in a hackathon. How can I organize there? It's better to have more information, right? Someone else wants to share. You're laughing. You got something? Or?
I don't know. I just put hi. I'm Kunza, and I want to start in freelance as a web developer.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And you can say, I'm started as a freelancer, and I want to find more clients, or I want to be specialized in that field. And there are things that you can include and like interact more with that. And the last one. Okay.
But I cheated a bit because I added your 6-month plan thing.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, I got a pretty good response. just said I'm a nano engineer. I'm interested in sports, and I like products improving TV broadcasts for sports. How to create a product. You have €5 per week. Could you provide a plan for the next 6 months? And so then it gave me like month 1 to 2, ID validation and technical feasibility, identify problem, brainstorm potential solutions, and give me a plan for month 3 and 4, data collection and preparation, 5 and 6, model development and testing, with a bunch of steps in between.
Yeah.
So we're pretty complete. It didn't give me like specific ideas, but definitely gave me a plan to.
Yeah, the plan and the idea. Sometimes like what is like that's a good point. For example, if sometimes I want to write, for example, the private sandbox, a new API. There is no content around there, and sometimes I want to do something, use AI, and they get a lot of hallucination because it's a new API. There is no content available for that, and if some fields that are not so specific, like can be really random as well. But yeah, so in this case, it's a good prompt. But about tools, I will go back to the prompt part. But about tools, and then like what's the second phase, when you understand about the prompting, what you get them to know those 2 platforms. But there are other platforms that you can work. AI Studio, it's a platform that you have more versatility about like create prompts and you can change things. And the Google Gemini one that you use now, is more for the end user, and this is more for developer, but normal users can go there and test as well. And this is the Google AI Studio. One nice thing, you can get like a system structure. That system structure you can simulate, for example, that have a new feature now is like the Gemini agents that can be a brainstormer or content writer or editor. You can pass the instruction like, oh, you don't need to answer me straight away. We can go back forward with me until we get idea, and you can pass that structure here, and then you can iterate with that brainstorm flow. We can choose the model. We can choose the model, and on the model, on the Gemini free, you can use the Flash version, but if you want to use the Pro version for free, you can use here as well. You just use the 1.5 Pro, and you can set the temperature. There is like how creative the response is going to be or less creative. Like, oh, I want to be more assertive, so I just reduce the temperature. And if I'm analyzing data, it's better be like less creative because, oh no, be restricted, don't create anything. And another question people ask, oh, how is the free tier? The free tier, you can use Flash for 15 requests per minute to test that. You can use 1 million tokens per minute, and you can do 1,500 requests per day. And the Pro is less requests because take longer, because kind of like rationalize more, think more about the answer, when the Flash is more like give a fast response. The Pro, sometimes when it's like, what I use for is like, I need to ask a question that is technical and I want to like a more precise response, I use there. The Flash, when I want to do transcript or just read and search data, I use that one. But can be different situations that you can test. So, and then, okay, I don't know how to start. Like we did because I help you, but like I'm at home, I don't know how to start. And one tip that I did is like, I would like to create a prompt for this task to do this objective. It's like a prompt to write a prompt. And you can add this, iterate with that, like your product, your stuff, his prompt was really good, but for example, a prompt for a freelancer to get more jobs, maybe contact our friend down there. and that can be the object, like get more clients, and then tell the information that I need to have a better result. Even you can ask, oh, I want to write that prompt, but also I want to include more information. What type of information that I need to include that prompt to get a better result? It can be a screenshot, can be an image for comparing something, and we can do that as well. I will share the slides later. So, just because we are on time now, I have a different timing here. I saw the 10 minutes like flag where I sat one later. So, and I have 3 examples from that workshop, and was based on the feedbacks from the people that are there. But those techniques can be used in different scenarios as well. And this one, let's say a freelancer, I have a friend, and that was for a friend that was at the workshop. And she was like, oh, I spend too much time doing quotes for my clients. And there is a way that we can improve that and make that faster. And we start like iterate and do some progress on that. And that was a price prediction to a specific service that we have some extra information that she specified how much time she gets to implement something, that with the next slide that will complement that. But also another tip that it's super useful is define steps. If you have something that you do, that you know, oh, the logic to do those things, usually I do in that way. For example, when I do a quote for a freelance job, usually I do those questions, and you can put together with the prompt the steps that you do to create that response. And it can be any situation. And some cases called like the chain of thought, how you get to that conclusion, and you can specify on the prompt as well. And that really helps the prompt get a better result. And then there is another technique that was the example that I already mentioned, but we have types of prompt. There is like the 0 shot, I don't have any example, and I want to do a prompt, and I want to get a result, 0 shot. The 1 shot is like, I have one type of response that I want, and do something related that result. And the few shots you can provide several examples. And that was the situation that we did with my friend. So she had several other quotes that she did, and then she provided. For that quote, I send I send the value of this job like 100 euros per hour, or this one was 100 euros, total 20 hours, and she was showing examples, the value to do that and how much time she had spent, and then together with the other prompt, she just put the examples together with the prompt, and had the prompt and had these steps to do that, and then she got like a precise like offering to get a result. For example, oh, I want to do a website, or and then what's the steps to do that website? Depends what the client will ask me. So I put together what the client was asking me, together with that prompt, and also some examples that previous website that I did. And then with that, I can get a result for that. And there are like 2 ways. Most of the people that are there, they're only here on Google AI Studio. One person went further, that was a technical person. And one idea that person had was, was a friend. I know that I can connect with like Cloud Functions and GCP, and connect with my email, and I can have this mailbox that I only receive quotes, and every single email that I got in this email, I will use some interaction to resume that data and get a previous quote, not the final one, the previous quote. So when she got the email, she's already have like a resume about like idea what she needs to provide to the client. And then she have like a super quick answer to say, oh, that's the price for doing that job. And another example is social media. Everyone wants AI to fix their life with social media, but for me it's a big warning that social media, especially when you follow someone, you won't see that person. You won't see that brand. If you use AI to generate content, it will be like a generic brand. There is no soul in that account. There is no reason for follow them. And that's why I say, please avoid generate things for social media. Be yourself. But one thing that can help is like social media analysis. As I mentioned before, I want to summarize that data. I want to create a summary for how I want to implement something and getting a result. And that's what I did with social media. Usually, we have the data from the dashboard, like YouTube, TikTok, and LinkedIn, and Instagram. You can get the data, that is a CVS data, from that platform, and ask for tips for improvement, grow the engagement, and get more views, and improve the type of content that we're creating, and so on. So, this is another example that someone tried that was to use the Node.js. And the Node.js basically is, that's not the prompt, but how we connect. We call the library, we pass the keys, we choose the model that we want to use, and then we pass the prompt, and then we get the result for that. But for sure here, there is another step, that is send the files. So to send the files, we need to use another API that is like the file manager. So you send the data to file manager. That can be a CSV file, EF, and so on, and pass together with your prompt, that file. So in that case, the previous example was analyze that data. Here's the CVS with the data that I need to analyze, put all together, and send to the user. Okay? And okay, and this example was like the last one, probably Douglas, right?
Charles.
Charles, oh, sorry, Charles. Charles will help me to find the problem on that. Was like one person went to summarize calls, and the problem that we have was around hallucination. That when you have a long call and you have to get all the specific things from that call by person, the model was getting wrong some moments of the call, create some misinformation, and was like 10 or 5% the call was like getting wrong. And that was with Gemini. And in that case, we create a strategy for that. We get the audio from the call, and we ask the AI to transcribe and put the timestamps on that call, and identify the person that was inside the call, but identify as like actor 1, actor 2, actor 3, and they get really well. And after that, from the text, we ask to generate the key points of that meeting. What are the actions that each person can take after that call? With text was almost 100%. But with audio, I don't know why, but the AI sometimes audio and video didn't get 100%. Always they have some hallucination. And the test that we did, we tried to put down the temperature, but it's still getting wrong, the audio. I don't know why, the audio is too long. But with that strategy, we have another benefit that when you analyze text, we have less tokens. So kind of like, at the end it was cheaper to going back and consult that meeting again. So we have all the meeting stored by text. And that's another thing as well, is like, that was an image rate by hallucination, but hallucination is the fact that create like misinformation, and always you need to pay attention and evaluate that as well. It's not like 100% true. There are moments that we'll get something wrong, and it's likely wrong, that can affect a lot. If you are delivering that text for someone else, to a client, or to create a code. Imagine like you send a code with the wrong timing. Also, it's not a good one. Okay, and yeah. For the last one is like, okay, if you're doing that, let people know you're using that data, you're recording that to use with AI. And with some sensitive data, you can do local process as well. So before you send to the cloud, you can, one example, there was trying to do the last week was on Chrome. We'll have the prompt API. There is an API inside Chrome that you don't send the data to a server. You process everything on your browser locally. The information won't go to the server. So what I was doing was using Gemini Nano on Chrome to remove all the sensitive information about, like, oh, if someone mentioned about passwords or emails or ID number, remove that locally. And after that, remove that locally, okay, you can send that information to the cloud and analyze that. And it's something that also, it's another strategy. Have some local processing, remove that data that is sensitive, and send the information that is okay to send to the cloud, and then you solve some problem about, like, sensitive data. And here's the link for the docs. If you wanna try it, there is the Gemini API. Dash docs, you can try it. And the last one, if you want to share some idea and if you need some help, this is a QR code for my LinkedIn. You can contact me as well. I'll be happy to talk and, yeah, kind of help with your idea. You can scan or you can just search for Fellyph. That's it. You can find me that's it. A lot of people today was like, obrigado is like a word that everyone's like know in Portuguese. Yeah, thank you so much to be here. And questions? Questions was clear? So clear, or any questions? And then you got a product or no? No. Not yet. And that you can go to the iterate part. You can just revisit and like do some tweaks. You can edit the prompt and try to see, oh, it's getting wrong or right, and you can kind of like balance out that. Okay? So, thank you so much.